Hi everyone, this is Martina. We just entered a new year, and a lot of people give themselves New Year's resolution in terms of what they want to achieve or perhaps what they want to change. And most of the New Year's resolution are connected to the health and to eating habits and exercising, including certain routines in the day-to-day life or omitting the others, right? And people start to look and search for information, what would be the best to do in terms of getting more fitter, getting healthier, what to include in the meal plan, what to avoid. And they are facing a lot of contradicting information. And one of these perhaps would be that there are a lot of voices stating we should not be eating any fruit because it does contain sugar. So let's talk about that a little bit. Now, to say that people should not be eating any fruit because the fruit does contain sugar is, from nutritional point of view, complete and utter nonsense. Equally, we could say that we should not be spending any time outdoors in the sunshine because we can get a skin cancer. I mean, that's quite ridiculous statement, isn't it? And so equally, it is valid with the fruit, what I have just mentioned. Truth is, indeed, fruit does contain sugar in the form of fructose. Now, the truth and reality is that this is actually the most natural way we should eat sugar and consume sugar. Now, what these voices, however, are omitting or forgetting or in any way not saying is that besides the sugar, besides the fructose, the fruit does contain all different kinds of other compounds which are highly beneficial for human health, such as minerals, vitamins, phytochemicals, polyphenols, and water especially, right? And you don't hear these people saying anything. So it's this, and it is absolutely true and can't be forgotten. We can't just simply be cherry picking from certain, it's just not working that way. And so shortly said, to state and claim as a recommendation that people should not be eating any fruit is absolutely inaccurate and irrelevant. Having said that, though, there will be people who need to be mindful about what kind of fruit they are going to eat and how much of the fruit are we going to eat. So let's talk about that. People who are having diabetes, whether type 1 or type 2, need to be mindful about the amount of fruit they are going to be eating and types of fruit they are going to be eating, right? Now, we have so many kinds of different fruits, and all of these have unique composition and content of the minerals, vitamins, and the water, as well as the fructose. And hence, certain types of fruits are low fructose and are handled very well by diabetics. On the other hand, there are fruits with high amount of fructose that do cause some quite fast insulin spike or sugar spike, and hence also insulin depletion or requirements, let's say, right? And so this is something which people need to be, certain groups of people need to be mindful, but it doesn't mean that it's relevant for everyone. The other group would be, for example, fructose intolerant people. Now, when it comes to fructose intolerance, it's very unique and specific to each person, and it cannot be addressed generally because certain people are intolerant to different kinds of fruits. But truth is that most of diabetics as well as fructose intolerant people can handle very well low fructose fruits. Now, which are those? Those are all berries, whether it's blueberries, strawberries, any berries, you name it. These all are low fructose fruits and hence quite well handled by both of these groups. Further on, it would be citrus fruits, limes, lemons, grapefruits. They're also very fitting and do not cause sudden or strong insulin and blood glucose spike as well. The other would be avocado, which we perhaps take as vegetables, but technically it's fruit. It's also quite low in fructose, right? So even these people who need to be mindful about the fruits, they usually handle very well these low fructose fruits. Now we have to be also keeping in mind that berries are extremely beneficial for human health, highly antioxidant rich, a lot of vitamin C and other polyphenols, phytochemicals. And so even when we are out of the season, for example, now in Northern Hemisphere in the winter, definitely you can't get nutritious berries because you can get the fresh berries, but I'm really questioning the nutritional value of these fruits now in January. So you can reach out to the frozen fruits. The quality of these fruits is quite good, and these fruits are being frozen right after the harvest, and usually do contain high amount of nutrients still when they are harvested in their natural season, which is not the period now. And so I would argue that the frozen fruits, when they are harvested and frozen right after the harvest, are having better nutritional value than those that you can get fresh in the months of January or February in the Northern Hemisphere when these fruits are not in the season, right? So these fruits need to be staple in every single person's pantry or freezer, if you will, right? Now they are not that pricey if you buy them in the frozen form, so they are quite affordable as well. And they have, as I have mentioned, countless health beneficial compounds, right? So here is already number one, where we are, from a nutritional point of view, saying that not to eat a fruit is a nonsense, complete nonsense, right? So that's number one. Let me revert back to perhaps the fructose intolerant people. They are very unique. In each situation is quite unique. And if the fructose intolerance occurred in adulthood, meaning it's not inborn condition, and it is handled quite fast and quite early, in early stages, it is quite good chance that it can be reversed. And the person can recover the intestine and really recover the intestinal flora to that state that he or she would be able to eat a fruit again. But as I have said, it needs to be handled quite promptly when this situation occurs. Now, I've talked about the low fructose fruits, right? Now, what are the high fructose fruits on the other side of the scale? These would be grapes, for example. These would be bananas. They are apples and pears are quite high fructose fruits as well. And so people who need to be careful about how much fruit they eat and what kind of fruit in particular, they need to perhaps avoid these fruits. And certainly they can cause quite sudden glucose spike in blood and cause digestive issues as well when it comes to the fructose intolerance, right? Now, we've covered low and high fructose fruits, but in general population which is healthy and is trying to change the habits perhaps and do something better for themselves health-wise, variety is the key, and that would be valid not only for fruits but for everything, also for the vegetables. I keep on repeating it because it's quite important and we tend to forget quite often that we need to eat variety. It's so important from a nutritional point of view, for a microbiota point of view, right? And so color and variety, diversity on the plane is something which we need to play with and pay attention to as well when we want to change something in our habits. Or perhaps want to be more careful about our health, let's say, right? So, diverting back to the sugar topic of the fruits, what would be the best time in the day to eat a fruit? And I generally recommend morning hours when we in the rhythm of 24 hours of the day, we still, when we eat the fruits and the fructose and the natural sugar in the morning hours, whether for breakfast or for a snack in the morning, right, then we still have enough time in the course of the day to burn the fruits and to burn the calories and the sugar which we get, right, from the food. Unlikely when we eat fruits, for example, in the evening. Now, there are people who are having fast metabolic rate and they can eat the fruits even in the evening without having any issues, without gaining the weight. And good for you if you're belonging into this group. But the truth is that majority of the people are not fast burners, right? And having perhaps normal or perhaps even slower metabolic rate because we are having sedentary lifestyle. And so in this case, I would not recommend to eat fruit after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So in that case, you just limit the sugar intake and you don't have to think of whether you're burning or not, unless you're going to go for a training exercise. In this case, if you go for exercise, for example, in the evening, like 4 or 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening after the dinner, let's say, then possibly you can have low fructose fruit also around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon and still be able to burn the calories, right? So even here we are coming to the individual nuances which need to be reflected. And the amount of food will be also depending on the overall physical activity lifestyle. Now, people who are very physically active, exercising every day, and even not having really sedentary lifestyle, these people would be able to eat more fruit without even negative side effects on the weight, for example, than people who are not exercising daily or having very low physical activity and go to a gym, perhaps have a training 3 times a week, right? So even here we are coming to individual nuances which need to be taken into the consideration. So to summarize it, what I have been just saying in the past few minutes, to eat a fruit is absolutely good for your health, and to have variety of different fruits is absolutely crucial for microbiota and for overall health and well-being because of the all valuable nutrition which are contained in the fruits. There will be nuances, however. Diabetics and fructose intolerance people might be mindful, need to be mindful about the amount and the type of fruit, and I would recommend that they stick to the low fructose fruits, which I have named. However, for the general population of the people who are not having any health issue and are really quite only looking into do something better in the new year for themselves and for the health, they don't have to be that crucially careful on the times of fruit and the fructose amount. However, I would still recommend not to eat a fruit after 4 o'clock in the afternoon as a general guidance. However, if you are heavily physically active, you are exercising every single day and not having really sedentary lifestyle, this rule would be not really necessarily applying to you, and you can eat more fruits than the people who are not having this lifestyle. Fruit does belong to absolutely mandatory healthy nutrition which need to be part of our day-to-day meals. And to say we should not be eat fruit because it does contain sugar, it's just absolutely, from a nutritional point of view, irrelevant and unwise to say something like that. So I wish you very healthy 2024, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Bye.